Hey YouTube, Mark Kaufman here, and today I have a new Victorinox. Now, it's not your standard Victorinox Pioneer because, well, it has 4 back springs. This is actually a custom knife made by a modder / builder named Sackaholic. Now, he reached out to me and he said, look, I love your channel. I love what you do. I want to build you a knife, but I want you to choose what you want on it. And I said, well, hey, you know, I love the Pioneer frame. Let's build something out of that, shall we? And so he built this. Now, given that it's a gift, there are a few cost-cutting measures that he did, but he made my vision possible. And because of that, I am actually commissioning him to build me another knife. Now, the other knife that we're building is going to be on the 91mm frame, so it's going to have the scales, but it's going to have a few different tools on it, of course, because of those scales. But this one, I wanted the Pioneer primarily because, well, I really love the aluminum scales. This has been a knife that I've been carrying all week. I have not really been making a lot of videos or posts because, well, I've been wanting to test this out and give you some feedback on it. Now, he is selling and making knives on eBay. You can also check him out on his Instagram. All of that information is going to be down below in the description. And so without further ado, before anything else, give him a follow and go check out what he has to offer. And if you want something specifically made, he can make it for you. He is here to modify, build, and make your dream Victorinox, and this one is pretty darn close. I'm very, very happy with it. So let's just say this, okay? I have not come up with a name for this knife yet, but I'm pretty close to calling it the Plumber, okay? And the reason why is, and now by no means am I a plumber, but boy, I think some of these tools on here would be useful for a plumber. So let's get into it. So the first tool is going to be your standard knife blade. Okay, this is the Pioneer knife blade, so it's going to be the largest one you can get without getting into the 111mm blades. And for me, I just really like this blade shape. I like the thickness that you get, and it's a real workhorse of a knife. So that was the first thing that I said I had to have. The other thing, I have to have the cap lifter. I do enjoy sodas. I have stopped drinking for health issues reasons. I'm just trying to lose weight, nothing serious. And so for me, I'm enjoying the cap lifter, but I really enjoy this as a pry bar, and I enjoy the wire stripper. So that is that, and then we have the awl. So this is your Pioneer awl, and I just had to have this because this is really great for poking holes into leather, wood, and sometimes tougher materials like plastic. You can really do a lot with this, and I find this to be one of the more useful tools on a Victorinox knife. Now we get into another tool that I love to have, and that is scissors. So he was able to get some scissors in here, but since this is a gift, he did have some cost-cutting measures, and he had to modify some springs. And he ended up just using single leaf springs, not the ended ones. So he had to modify a few tools to make these set springs. Now, this is not how your knife would be, okay? He told me that he was going to do this. I told him it was going to be okay. They do sit a little bit higher, but for me, that's fine. This is a workhorse knife for me. I've been using it a lot, and that's not a problem. As long as it works, and I'm already having a second one made. So in that second one, this type of issue will not be an issue on that build. So he clarified that with me, and I okayed it, so that's why it is present. Okay, so I have some scissors. I love having scissors on my knife, and that is a very useful tool, and they're the newer ones. Okay, they're the riveted scissors. Now this is where it gets interesting, okay, and this is why I think it can be called the Plumber. On here he was able to get the new nail file, or I use it as a nail file, but this is the metal file. This can make it through copper and brass piping, okay, and PVC piping. Can even shave off ends of piping and can do very light tasks with heavier materials. This on a Pioneer frame just makes sense, and he was able to put it in there. Now, he told me that this was a little bit difficult, but he can get those standard springs. It's just going to cost more because he has to then take it from other knives, and sometimes he doesn't have those knives in stock, so he just has to buy a knife and then tear it apart. So those costs can increase depending on what you want out of it, but this here is what I wanted. I wanted the modern nail file, but I use it for my nails, and I use it for mild touch-ups around piping and certain other jobs. But this is where it really gets nice. Okay, so instead of having the can opener, I have the Electrician's Blade. So I don't really have many knives that have the Electrician Blade, but for me, I just feel like having this on the knife is just, it makes sense. It just makes a lot of sense to have that on the knife. So for me, having the Electrician Blade on there is really, really nice. I usually use this as a box cutter or a box opener, okay, and then this part as a pencil sharpener. So for me, having this is very, very nice. And then you can also save, where is it? You can then save your main blade for other works. So this is the custom knife he made for me. Now, I think the name Plumber is great, but if you guys have a good name for it, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to see what you have as names for this model knife. So let's go through these tools again. We have our main blade. Okay, I'm going to try to do this without cutting myself. We have the awl, and then we have the scissors, okay? Then we have the file, and then on this end over here, we have the cap lifter, and then I'm going to try not to cut myself, and then we have the Electrician's Blade. This is fantastic, but the one that I'm actually having him make me next is going to be kind of like a Mountaineer, okay, because that was one of my favorites, but the Mountaineer is going to actually have an awl. And so it's going to have the hook, it's going to have the, I think the Mountaineer has the screwdriver on the back. I think it has the screwdriver on the back. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it has the Phillips screwdriver in the back. Then it'll have scissors, cap lifter. It will also have a can opener, and then the main blade, and then the file. But it will have the inline awl. Now, why am I building that? Well, first off, I really love this tool set, but I also like having two awls on a knife. On the 91mm models, the awl that is on the back is great, but when it comes to using it as an all-purpose tool, you can't really do that very easily when it's like over here. You can't do a lot with it because your fingers are taking up most of the length. So you have this additional tool that you can use for poking, prodding, and especially if you need to like poke something and maybe move something you don't want to touch, this is also really great. But you could also do this is use the file end, and you can use that for poking and prodding. So again, thank you so much, Sackaholic, for making this. And I just haven't even shown off your rivets yet. I mean, I really love the hammered look. I really like that. And he reused some scales. I mean, these were all parts he had, and he said, I'm willing to make it. I just got to use used parts. And I was like, that's fine. I want to showcase what you can do, man. And this is just fantastic. You can go bigger than this if you want, but I don't know why you would, because this is already a heavy boy. But for me, I'm going for a 91mm, and he's going to start building that for me very soon. So again, all of his information is down below. Give him a shout out. Go check him out. See what he can do for you. At least give him a shot. I mean, if you're really wanting to have your own custom Victorinox made while it still looks like a factory Victorinox, this is the guy to do it. I really like the idea of being able to have a custom Victorinox made, but it doesn't look like pimped out. You know, it looks like it came off the assembly line, and it's something Victorinox could make, but they somehow, for some reason, refuse to make. So I'm really happy about this. And again, Sockaholic, thank you so much for the gracious gift and the amazing work you did. And I can't wait to be getting more knives from you in the future. So thank you guys again. Till the next one, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.